Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, wow. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Greetings from 21st Digi Skills. Wow. I'm so excited. Professor Nada Ratkovic from Croatia. Tonight, a host for the webinar, Developing Mindset for a Success in Life. Yes, so please, dear audience, be oriented on yourself. How can you change your mindset to be successful in your life? We all want to be successful. So tonight we have here an amazing guest who will share, present, speak about developing mindset for a success in a life. He is well-known Brigadier Sanjay Agarwal. He's a distinguished professor from India. He's a former security advisor from the Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, and also former advisor of Government of Seychelles. President of India awarded him twice from the gallantry, and he is invited in Turkey to get a award. Multi-awarded professor. Amazing. And yes, tonight, be here, be patient, ask the questions, write in the chat. Please write the answers in the chat. We want an interactive session tonight. And yes, of course, please rate our performance on the page and follow us as well. So, without wasting time, I want to invite our guest tonight, Brigadier Sanjay Agarwal. Welcome, dear Professor. Enlighten us with this amazing topic.
Thank you, Professor Nada. And good evening to all our viewers. You can switch on my presentation, please. And I see Medad Qasim is already there from Egypt. And we have Manana also, as also we have other people from Georgia and Tunisia. And Suzanne Sandy also from Tunisia. So, welcome once again. It's always a pleasure to be with you all, courtesy Uchelin Okpala, and on the platform of 21st DG Skills Academy. Okay, welcome Inga. So, can we have my presentation on, please, Dr. Uche? Okay, so here we go. We straight away start. We are going to have me speaking for almost an hour, and I have kept it open ended in that as many questions like the last two times, that is what the exchange of thoughts and ideas, questions and comments, that is what will enrich all our takeaways. And thank you all for sparing the time to come in, and thank you to the organizers for arranging this excellent broadcast. So, when we are talking of developing a mindset for success in life, the first thing we need to do is to define success. How do you define success? And mind you, the definition would be slightly different for everybody. So, if you see this, what does success mean to you? I have given various parameters, and somehow the last two lines of the slide are not showing, wherein I have spoken of blank lines, which means your definition of success could be something not listed here. So you have to define success for yourself. That's the first thing to do. Now, I want to talk about success and happiness. There is a relationship, and we must understand the relationship between success and happiness, because you sometimes see very rich person but not happy, a poor farmer, a poor laborer but happy, and a happy family. So there is a relationship between happiness and success. But to understand that, we please need to understand something more profound, something more fundamental. And that is the relationship between being and having. This difference, I am being, has resulted in the Oriental cultures in the Indian subcontinent, in China, and to some extent in Africa, focusing on an inward search, whereas the modern Western cultures want to have. I want to have a 5 bedroomed house. I want to have 3 costly cars. I want to have a swimming pool in my bungalow. Have. So they have a focus on the materialistic haves. And the point is, when we research into these, both cultures have done well in their research. And this I had posted long time back on Facebook. I thought I would share it here because when we talk of a mindset for success in life, it is important to understand success in its relationship with happiness. And to understand this relationship, we must understand the relationship between being. A poor farmer is being, a simple superintendent in an office, a lowly clerk, or maybe a bus driver could actually be very happy. He may not have many things. That is the Western definition. And therefore, this is important to understand. And here I'm showing you, oh, my animations are not working. Actually, the left should have come up first. Anyway, so as you see, there are two poor children and they are enjoying themselves on a motorcycle. They are not bothered that they are sitting on a tub of paint and they've got two measly tires. They've even got helmets. They are actually on motorcycles. And in their own minds, they are totally enjoying. And if you look at the picture on the right, there's a bunch of children. They don't even have shoes to wear. One child has got a slipper. The second slipper is here. And they are taking a photo like this using that slipper as a mobile camera. And do notice that they're all looking into that slipper mobile camera. So happy. These are very important inputs that money and happiness do not have a direct correlation beyond the basic needs of food and shelter and some cloth to wear. Beyond that, money and happiness do not have a direct correlation. So please understand that when we are talking of a successful life, we need to be very clear as to what are we talking about. There are 4 bullet points mentioned in the balance. So firstly, there should be a perfect balance in all our activities. One has to give importance to 4 things at least: good health, our work life, our family life, and our social life. Often we tend to overemphasize one and neglect some other, and therefore happiness eludes us. A healthy body can be an instrument of enjoyment. A fulfilling work engagement gives us money and satisfaction. And the family is the fulcrum of our happiness. And of course, society is a big support system for our well being. So one should not neglect any of these 4. And the second tick is about traveling light in life. Too many properties and possessions, they are a burden rather than a means of happiness. Instead of the possessions serving us, we become their slaves, maintaining them, servicing them, protecting them from thieves and intruders. It could be vehicles, property, clothes, or even shoes. They add to the load on our mind. The mind has to be free to enjoy life. And therefore, uh, Subrata will take the question on towards the end, please. When the hosts ask you, Subrata Chattopadhyay has asked, how is the mindset for success related to self actualization? We will get to that question at that stage.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes, Professor. Don't worry. I'm just writing to you here to you so you can see the questions
okay,
after.
okay. So, this, when we are talking of traveling light in life, please remember the minimalism ideology, the minimalistic way of living, and there's loads on it on the internet. And third is that our attitude towards our professional work can positively change our life. That needs to be taken care of. And of course, we need to have some good friends. So, what is the problem in developing a mindset for success in life? The problem is very clear in this picture. All of us are hungry to win. Good. But how many of us are hungry to do what is required to be done for winning? The hard work, sacrifice, not getting some pleasure today for a delayed gratification. You see, there is nobody in that line. This is the problem. We are not prepared to do the hard work. And why do we fail in our goals? We may say we fail because of various reasons and we may attribute them, but the actual reasons are the one given in bold. And you may please see that these actually have nothing to do with either the money that you have or even your educational level or your occupation, etc. So, this is very important to understand that if I am not achieving my goals, it is because of fear, lack of confidence, lack of belief in myself, poor time allocation, a lack of focus on the important job at hand, delaying things, and lack of action. These are the statistically proven ones which we need to understand. And I've just elaborated over here what stops you from succeeding. Take 30 seconds to go through this bulleted list of 14 points. And then you come to what are the factors for success or failure. Because if we are talking of a mindset for success in life, we need to understand both the success factors and the failure factors. Many times in office, somebody will come and tell you, Sir, I spent my whole weekend making this project report. I never went for a picnic. So that is effort focused. Point number 6. What you are interested in is not whether he or she wasted the weekend. That is lack of planning. You are interested how good the report is. You are outcome focused as a leader. So, success factors, please understand that your effort has to be within time and within the budget. It has to be a collaborative thing with team spirit, not that you are a lone swimmer. These issues will give you the right mindset. And here, last month I was giving a TED talk. So these are my photographs from the TED talk. And I also spoke of this. And some of this I had spoken even when I had spoken about making career choices. I can see Uche clapping over there. Thank you. The main thing for developing a mindset for success is your attitude. So I designed a capsule 8-10 years ago for training government officers, which I called Attitude Determines Altitude. How high you rise professionally, whether you become a superintending engineer or you become a chief engineer or you become the director general engineering services, depends on your attitude. And the second thing important is time, activity, and energy management. Please use your biorhythms. Scientifically, the time around dawn, half an hour before dawn till 1 hour after dawn, is a very good time for productivity, for intellectual work, for cerebral work, even for prayers. So please don't waste that time because you slept late, so you get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock is too late. And of course, emotional intelligence, ever since Daniel Goleman wrote his book, we realize that educational intelligence is not enough. Many bright children in the best of schools and colleges commit suicide. Emotional intelligence, and I will talk about the practical aspects of this just now, is very important to develop the mindset for success in life. And last time when we spoke about the making career choices, I had touched upon in detail learning the essential skills which may or may not be taught to you, learning them in school. We're learning them on your own, even if they were not taught in school and college. And you need better self-discipline, communication, transferable skills, and strategic thinking means thinking long term. Where do I want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, etc. This will give you the mindset for success in life. If you stay only in your comfort zone, there will be no growth. So you have to step out. What happened when you wanted to learn cycling? There was a little boom, boom in your heart. And when you wanted to learn swimming, same thing. And when you went for your first diving class, and when you went to learn anything new, you had to conquer fear. So you move out of your comfort zone into the fear zone, and you overcome that fear with your mindset for success. You get into a learning zone. As you learn things, you get confidence and you start growing, whether as a student, whether as an entrepreneur, or whether on a spiritual path. So the aim is to move out of your comfort zone into and beyond the fear zone to get into the learning zone so that growth happens. This is critical for success in life. If you have the growth mindset, you will take failure as an opportunity to grow. Otherwise, you'll say, I have failed, I can't do more than this, I will stay here in my comfort zone. Sorry, take it as an opportunity to grow. I have failed, I will examine why I failed, I will prepare better, I will change my strategy, etc. If you think that I can learn anything I want, good. But if you say, neither am I good at drawing and painting, neither I'm good at maths, neither I'm good at arts, nor I'm good at sciences, I'm a reject. No, bad. That's not a mindset for success. Challenges should help you grow. It's a realistic challenge. And other people's success should inspire you, not make you jealous. These are some of the important things, and Carol Dweck has written a very good book on this growth mindset for those of you who want to read into that. Now, here I have deliberately picked up this mindset for success in life. This is a wall where my pointer is, and some crow did the shit in that crack in the wall. And in the crow shit was a papaya seed. Bad circumstance for the papaya seed, but still the seed became a plant. The papaya seed growing from a crack in the wall, not growing straight but growing crooked, still gave fruit. Look at the mindset for success of this papaya plant. And if a plant can do this, God has given us human life. We can certainly do it. And here is an example from India. This lady, this young girl, her name is Sheetal Devi. Sheetal Devi is a world champion in archery. World champion. the champion, gold medalist. And Sheetal Devi, as you can see if you look carefully, does not have arms. No arms. Both arms. I'm not talking of hands. I'm talking of full arm. Full arms. Both she does not have. But the mindset for success and the motivation was such that she chose such a difficult sport. I have watched her. She is from an area where I have served in, and she is using her mouth to release the arrow from a string. This is an excellent latest example. She is the reigning world Paralympics champion in archery. What a beautiful example for super motivation and a strong mindset for success in life, wherein without having any arms, she yet is a gold medalist, world champion in a sport like archery. So remember that for your mindset, you need to understand that with the fast changing technology in the world, it is important to learn how to learn and to learn how to unlearn. Earlier, if a mason learned one way of making a house, his entire 40 years of mason's life or carpenter's life, that same technique would work. No longer. We need to keep learning new technology, new things, and keep unlearning. And within that, this is a Venn diagram, digital fluency and data intelligence. I am 65 years old and I am finding this is very important. And I tell even people who are 50, if I can do it, so can you. Digital fluency and data intelligence, the mindset has to be to keep pace with technology, at least for the parts that you use. And of course, you have to know how to communicate and collaborate well. You have to have empathy for other people, understand their needs, and have a critical thinking to solve problems. This will give you the mindset for success. Some of us feel that if I am very good in coding, if I am very good in my architecture, if I am very good in my chartered accountancy or in my botany, my technical knowledge, I'm done in life. No, ma'am, no, sir. This is from a very famous American institute, which proves that 85% of your final financial success is due to your personality, communication, negotiation skills, and leadership ability. Only 15% due to technical knowledge. So, what should you do? I am not good in drawing and painting. I am not good in this or that. I am poor. I am in a place where so and so facility is not available. Here are some things which require zero talent. You don't know how to paint, fine. You are not good in arithmetic, fine. You are not good in coding, fine. You are very short or very tall. You are not very beautiful or handsome. You can't sing well. No problem. You can still be on time for your work ethics and your integrity. You can put in 110% instead of 99%. And you can use your time, energy, and activity management and your body language properly. And again, attitude. These things require zero talent. It's very important. Now, this is an example I used to give to engineers. If you have to develop a mindset for success, that mindset, if you take a building, because I was giving this to the Ministry of Road Transport engineers when I used to be as an advisor with them. Imagine a building, the foundation is self sacrifice. And the load bearing pillars of this building are knowledge and character. And on these load bearing pillars, you will make platforms and roofs and ceilings and floors. So that is knowledge and character are the load bearing pillars. And in knowledge, what is important is knowledge of people and knowledge of profession. Note that I have given knowledge of people first. Knowledge of people first, because profession will take you to some distance. But ultimately, you will grow from being a specialist to being a generalist to being a super specialist and then to being a billionaire where you are only controlling people. Does the Google head, whether it is Sundar Pichai or whether it is Mark Zuckerberg for Facebook and Meta or whether it is Elon Musk, do they need to be only good in technical stuff? No, ma'am, no, sir. They need to be very good in enthusing their people skills. And same for leaders in politics. And when we come to the load bearing pillar of character, character has many components, including courage, willpower, and initiative. And remember, courage. As an army brigadier, I dealt a lot in my stages with physical courage. It's only in the higher command that I came more with the moral courage. And willpower, a lot of people ask, because I speak on spiritualism also, how to improve willpower. It's a very good question. How to improve willpower? Because that is required as a mindset for success in life. So remember, if you can control three things, your willpower is bound to improve. What three things? Control, food, sleep, and sex. Control, not zero, but adequate and not extra quantities of these three things, and your willpower will improve. And time and energy and activity management, some things are important, the top half. The bottom half is not important. Some things are urgent, the left half. Some things are not urgent. So the bottom right quadrant is neither important nor urgent. Cut it out. Whether it is phone calls, whether it is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whether it is TV, fundamentally it is the three screens: your mobile screen, your laptop screen, and your television screen. And the second quadrant, three, here where my pointer is, this is urgent but not important. Why is it urgent? You gave a 50-page printout to your boss, but your boss forgot it in the car, and your boss says, please give it to me. Sir, I gave it to you yesterday. Oh, I forgot it somewhere. Print another. Now 20 minutes gone. It's not important, but it's urgent because boss wants it. This is where you should be. It is something important. It is not urgent today, but if you don't do it, it will get urgent. For example, for college students, you have been given a project and 2 weeks to do it, or a book review to write and 2 weeks to do it. Today it is not urgent, but what are you doing? 12 days you are doing nothing. And on 13th night, whole night you are working. Now it has become urgent. So you are doing a copy paste, hoping that plagiarism checks don't catch you. You have to work before it is urgent. For example, you are in your final year of engineering and you do not yet have a passport. Suddenly you will get a job which requires a passport because you have to go to another country. Now you are running around getting a passport in double quick time. Why? Because you did not get it over the last 6 months. When it was not urgent, it was important. So whether it's a driving license or a passport or important medical checks, please do them, because this is what reduces the stress and gives you the success. These are, if you do it in time, you don't have stress. Stephen Covey had written this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I have given the action points first in black. Just go through them, please. And questions, of course, we will take. And yes, I am reading some questions from Medad Qasim and from some of the others whose names Nada has not written there. And ladies and gentlemen, whoever's writing your question, please write your name again so that in the copy pasting, our hosts, your name.
It is, I know, it is this where the no name is from Mr. Medhat, so don't worry, Professor.
Okay. Now, for higher productivity, when I said time, energy, and activity management, you have to first identify what is the important work. Is it answering my Twitter and my Facebook and my Instagram? What is important? I have to take my mother to the hospital today. I have to get so and so new notebook for my child's homework, or I have to get chart paper for my child to do the project. So identify what is important and focus on that. That is activity management. And time and energy management, at your most productive time, don't waste it on simple phone calls, etc. And when you are making a mindset for success, take responsibility for failure. Don't blame other people. Don't blame outside factors and acknowledge others. If I succeeded, it was because of my parents, my teachers, my friends, the organizers of this show, etc. So acknowledge other people. A very good audience asking very good questions made this very nice. And be honest with people and aware of your strengths and weaknesses. Strengths we know, but weaknesses we don't want to know. Be careful on that. And now we come to emotional management, which I told you, Daniel Goleman. What is happening? See, on emotional management, what is happening is the fact that we are not able to accept certain things. When we are not able to accept them, the emotion is negative. If we are able to accept it, the emotion is neutral or positive. So, if you reduce it to an equation, there is an outside situation which I am not able to accept, so I get a negative emotion. If I'm able to accept that same situation, I get a neutral or positive emotion. This is something you have to understand, that it is not something or someone who is making us feel positive or negative. It is our acceptance of that situation or our not acceptance of that which is giving me a positive or a negative. It is not the situation, it is the quality of my response to that situation that is determining the quality of my emotions. So stop blaming the situation. Ask what next and keep cool about it. This is it. And when we are on this issue of emotional intelligence, I want to also mention, as we grow senior, somewhere ego comes in. I am so senior. I am so competent. I have got so many people working under me. I am so rich. I have got a 5-bedroomed house. I have got 3 cars. There are so many people who salute me every morning. Ego. A mindset for success in life requires humility. And humility actually is what? The absence of false pride and false ego. So if you unlearn and remove that false pride, humility will come. An attitude of gratitude. Thank the Lord God above. Thank your neighbors. Thank your parents. Be in a thank you mode. And in one corporate training exercise, I told them, write a thank you note to somebody. And one chap got into a problem. I don't want to write thank you note. They never helped me. So many people help us, sir. Please be grateful to them. So, with this as a background, we must realize that humility is critical as a mindset aspect. Humility. And I have already spoken about self sacrifice as the foundation of your whole thing. Point number 4, I want to tell you, mind. As you think, so you will become. As you think, your feelings, as you think, your feelings, from your feelings, your behavior, from your behavior, the actions, from actions, the habits, your destiny, your personality. So, mind. What input you give to your mind before going to sleep? Are you watching some silly TV program? Why don't you try putting your child to sleep and sleeping off with the child? Or talking to your partner about the hard work and the good future that you will make. So, if you sleep with good thoughts, it's a good input to the mind when the mind is resting rather than sleeping with some not very desirable TV commercial or something or the other. And when we are talking of a mindset for success, we need to understand the animation has gone, I do not know why, in this sharing. The company wants from you three things: results leadership, people leadership, and thought leadership. And since the animation is gone, their subcategories are already visible to you. Once you understand this properly, you know what kind of mindset to make. So this has been about 35-40 minutes, and I am now very happy to take on comments, and I want to stop sharing this. So how do I stop sharing this? Remove from stage. Okay. So now's the time for questions. I'll just go through the questions which Professor Nada Ratkovic has posted. I'll go through three, four of them
Yes,
and then take
yes,
them on
yes.
together. So
Okay,
Subrata
Professor,
Chattopadhyay says, uh,
Professor, it was really fruitful. Our audience love your speech, love your presentation. So I put here, and now we are giving you the questions
yes.
here. So let us see the first. Does
Okay,
happiness? Okay, can we start?
I can read. Thank
Okay.
you, Mr. Subrata Chattopadhyay. Does happiness and contentment not retard further success? It depends on how you look at it. It's a very good question. If you are content and you are not hungry for more, then obviously you will retard further success. Then the next question is, how much is enough? I want to be rich. How rich? So when you make your first million, you want to make 5 million. When you made five, you want to make more. So how much? You have to set your limits. Whether in every field, in every field. So the question is very good, that it should not retard your success. And if you live a balanced life, I mentioned four things there. That's how. So Medat Kasim's question, I remember Medat so well from last time, and Medat had made one comment which I liked. We will carry your video and show it repeatedly to our communities. And I was so proud of Mr. Medat Kasim from Egypt. Thank you, sir. He asks, is believing in satisfaction a good tool that may help us to have time to enjoy life? Absolutely. Let me give you a story. There was a fisherman who was fishing and the bait was bobbing. So an American fellow, fish, fish, quickly. So he says, what will happen? Oh, you've caught only 10 fish. If you do quick, you'll catch 20 fish. Then what will happen? You'll buy a bigger boat. Then what will happen? Your children will go to better school. You will go to the pub and you'll have more time to relax. What am I doing right now? Relaxing. American had no answer. So, satisfaction, there is a couplet in Hindi, and many of you are from India. गोधन गजधन बाज धन सब धन धूरि समान जो आवे संतोष धन सब धन धूरि समान, which means in ancient India, cows were a source of wealth, elephants were a source of wealth, horses were wealth. So all these wealths you are running, but That sage said, once you have the wealth of satisfaction, you don't need more cows, horses, and elephants as wealth. So, satisfaction. That is why sometimes a poor man and poor children whose photos I showed you, they are happier than the rich child is saying, I only have iPhone 10. That class fellow, he has iPhone 12. I am very unhappy. I'll break my phone so I'll get a new iPhone 12. Actually, actually, so satisfaction and deciding how much is enough. Thank you. Next question, please. Have I answered your question, Medak?
Yes, he is thanking you, respected.
Okay, because I can't
Thank
see
you.
that part.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a repeat this thing from Subrata Chattopadhyay. Are monks who leave their family and pleasures of life truly happy? So I haven't left my family yet. I was asked to by the Ramakrishna mission, and since you're a Bengali, you know well about Thakurji and Belur Mutt. And I was also asked by the Chinmaya mission because I was initiated in 1972. I was initiated into strict discipline of religious orders 52 years ago. And monks who are leaving are expected to be happy, otherwise, they will come back. And I have been to the Kumbh Mela, and let me tell all our foreign audiences here the Kumbh is a get together which Harvard has done a case study because we don't have a million people. We have tens of millions of people, tens of millions of people coming together for a fair. And it's a site in the world. It can be seen from satellite images from the moon, from space, how many people get together. There are monks who come down from the Himalayas over there. So a monk has taken a decision, and in their journey of human evolution, they have reached a stage where they are following to not have worldly responsibilities of a family. They don't have money. They will eat only what they get as alms. If they don't get alms, they won't eat. So it's a very tough life. And yes, some of them get a lot of respect as well. And whether they are actually happy or not, I will leave it for somebody who's gone through. But by and large, they should be. Otherwise, you can't stay in that tough life. Next question, please. Okay, Medat is asking, do you think the political and social atmospheres have an effect on our mindset? Definitely, definitely. What do you think would be the mindset of the poor children in all the conflict places of the world today? From Ukraine to Israel to Gaza to anywhere else in the world where there is conflict. And what would happen to that mother and that father who have seen tragedy? That is the political and social atmosphere. And social atmosphere where there are goons, thugs, or there is too much of negative things happening, definitely it affects your mindset. And you have to be very strong, like we say in the scriptures, to be like a lotus. What is the specialty of a lotus? The lotus does not let dirt stick to the lotus flower or the lotus leaf. The lotus grows in dirt, but itself remains very clean. Okay, this question is again from Subrata. If you want, if there are other people asking questions, you could give them also a chance, please. Because I'm not seeing who all are asking questions.
Yes, Professor, I write you here in the private chat. So you have this question, very interesting question. So, how will artificial intelligence impact our life in the near future?
I can't see this question in the private chat. Okay, here it is. How will AI impact our life in the near future? Very good
Yes.
question. Okay, let me answer this. Artificial intelligence is a blessing and a boon and a bane. I just attended 2 days of a India level top conference in one of which the top thinkers, the India head of Microsoft and Amazon, and top India heads were talking on this issue. So AI has to be used by humans. Unfortunately, whether it was nuclear power, what did human beings do? Make atomic bombs, and to test them, America dropped them in 1945, 6th of August, I think it was, or 6th of July, on Japan, Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Whereas nuclear energy can be a very positive thing. So, any technical positive medicines, we are using them as bioweapons. So, AI will impact every aspect of life. It will make some jobs irrelevant. They will go to computers. Primary degree of law work, computers. Primary degree of medical diagnosis, computers. Primary degree of human interviewing for recruitment, computers. So my point is, AI will impact your life, but AI cannot take away your humanness from you. So accept it. You will have artificial intelligence to help you, and bad people will use it to harm you as well. That is a fact. Now proceed so that you know. For example, in banking, you better be careful because the bad people are also using AI to make the false bank website so close to the good one. So many wise people don't keep a credit card. So AI is impacting our lives already. It will impact it more. Please see the argument on this issue between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg feels it's very good. Elon Musk feels proceed with care. I would like to proceed with care. Next question, please. What has made India or Bharat a world power, especially the boom in education? Who's asking this?
It is Mr. Madhat also.
So you can put it on the thing so that everybody can read the question. What has made India or Bharat a world power, especially the boom in education? Okay, let me answer this question. Ladies and gentlemen, 1,500 years ago, India was a world power. And if you read the economic history of the world and go back 2,000 years ago, you will find 25% of the world GDP between 2,000 years ago and 1,500 years ago. 20 to 25% was India. And India and China were in this 20 to 25% there. So India was a world power. In the last 800 years, the Indian subcontinent has had a turbulent history of invasions which have wiped out libraries, wiped out our civilizations, and then we had the Mughal kings, and then we had the Britishers ruling us for about 200 years, and that made us not be the world power. When the Britishers came, we had this. When they left, we had this. So we are only getting back now under good leadership what was our rightful place earlier. So to answer to your question, what has made India re-emerge is good national leadership, number one, which has been able to turn our mindset towards success. The mindset of all Indians that we can do it. I can give my wife a better life. If I am confident, and 140 crores, which means 1.4 billion Indians, the maximum people in one country in the whole world. That is what has done it. Medat is asking the use of AI by this. Since I didn't understand who had asked this question, I can't take the name. Mehdad is asking the use of AI by security apparatus may make people not free. Do you agree? Yes. Please read George Orwell. 100%. What is happening in China? If there is a Chinese in America, the Chinese people have got Chinese police stations working. I've been to downtown Chinatown in San Francisco. So they have opened small offices to help Chinese people. They are actually Chinese police stations. They are telling them, you will help China get the secret. If you don't, your mother's sister is still alive in so and so province. We will arrest her. So, AI, what you are talking about, is able to narrow down searches. Big data analytics is part of AI. And therefore, definitely your question is right. People will feel not free. Let me give you one example of feeling not free. Today, you have an identity card which is fed into the database. So if the government blacklists your identity card, you cannot fly out of your country. If I blacklist your passport, even if there was a visa stamped on your passport, you will not be allowed to fly out. So AI can, earlier it would take time for those red alerts. Today they will happen at the punch of a button. So yes, your question is right. The use of AI by security apparatus not may make people, it is actually making people feel not free. And yes, I agree. Next question, please.
I think that we professor go through all the questions. Uh, I was watching the chat all the time, so
Okay.
these were the questions. We want to really thank you for your amazing webinar, for your amazing session, for giving us very important, I can say important facts about this. So thank you once again for being our guest tonight.
I just
And
want to end, Professor Nada, if you allow me. I
yeah,
just want to I just want to make one sentence.
okay, you are free.
Knowledge is proud, it knows so much. Wisdom is humble, it knows no more. And it remains for me to wish all our viewers that they develop this mindset for success in life. And success is a collaborative effort. Success is for we, not me. And I love one word which I picked up from Africa, Ubuntu. I am because we are. That's a lovely mindset for success, Ubuntu. With that, I will close. If there are any questions, they can come up on Facebook or this thing. I will try and see if I can watch them and try and see if I can answer. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Namaste from India.
Namaste, great professor. Thank you. Let us give a big clap for our amazing professor. So,